Build that wall. How many of you have ever heard this phrase either said on TV or in person? Can I have a show of hands, please? That is a majority. Now, let's analyze what this is. This is an embodiment of hate. This shows how the human is capable of hating on other people. In this case, specifically targeting illegal immigrants. But this is not the first time this has ever happened before. Since the birth of America, discrimination is featured prominently in society. Each time, there is a different scenario, and we think that it is somehow different. But is it? No, it is not. It is only the same beast wearing a different face. This being said, the targeted deportation and exclusion of certain groups is only a repetition of something that has happened countless times in the past. As for the long-term effects, they could be completely catastrophic. America could isolate itself from its friends, and the world. Now, before I delve into the historical examples, I would like to talk about what has happened currently. President Trump has issued an executive order banning 7 Muslim-majority nations from entering the United States or getting visas. They cannot allow refugees. No refugees can come inside the United States because Trump believes that all Muslims are terrorists. True, it is his job to look after the United States citizens, but needless to say, it is not true that all Muslims are terrorists. In fact, according to a study done by the Huffington Post, you are more likely to be killed by a toddler than a Muslim terrorist. Think of it this way. You cannot, if a drunk driver gets into an accident, you cannot blame the car manufacturing company for the accident of the drunk driver. You blame the driver and the driver's decision to drive under the influence. Similarly, you cannot blame the whole peaceful race of 1.6 billion Muslims for the action of only a few. Now we've seen why refugees could be potentially dangerous. But why are refugees good? Because some of them are. Albert Einstein, one of the most famous scientists in the world, actually came to the United States as a refugee. He was trying to escape a war-torn country. Here, he came and he had the ability, he had the chance to make a huge contribution to the world of physics. As Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that." But still today, and countless other times in the past, many people continue to hate each other. Now, as we jump into the past, we will first look at the Chinese Exclusion Act passed by the government. This act restricted thousands of Chinese laborers wanting to come inside the U.S. for work. Why? To paraphrase from the act, Chinese immigrants in the United States will disrupt the order, basically cause chaos. This is similar to the targeted deportation of certain groups. And if we look at this at a patriotical angle, America always prides itself at being a melting pot. What is a melting pot? A melting pot means that the country, America, has a blend of different nations and different races just in one country. But the ability of these people to come together in times of stress and unify, that's what truly makes America a melting pot. Without the unity, America would just be separated. True, it would have different races, but they would be separated, like the different chunks of a salad. This lack of unity could have many long-term effects. First, it could decrease developments in science, technology, engineering, and math, because no one would come together, no ideas would be shared. But the main problem would be fear. Fear. Fear of people, fear of customs, fear of the unknowable. Now, my final historical example will be about Dred Scott, an African-American slave who decided to sue for his legal position. He believed that the court could not refute his status. He believed that if he sued, the court would accept him and see him as a person. But he lost, for the simple reason of his skin color. The court saw him as a piece of property and not a citizen. As we now know today, this was not justice. This was not right. But though this does not parallel with targeted deportation or exclusion of certain groups, this case captures the core foundation. It captures why. This is why people are being deported. This is why people are being excluded. It is our differences. It is what makes us who we are. It is our individuality. It is humankind's most powerful strength, but most devastating weakness. So to conclude, because I started with some of Trump's words, I would like to end with them too, with a little extra. Where Trump says, "Make America great again," I say, "Make the world great again." Thank you.
Timekeeper, how many minutes was that? How many minutes was that?
5 minutes and 45 seconds.
Thank you. Right. So we're going to have a timekeeper over there. All right, we're going to have each of the judges make comments